Hi and welcome back. Thanks for starting off your week with us on this 8th day of June. Weather-wise, I've got a forecast that doesn't resemble one that we've had for quite some time. We have got, well, we still have more days than others that have showers and storms, at least the possibility thereof. I've got a few which have none. And the words mostly clear appear in your forecast for the first time since I cannot remember when. So we'll update your forecast. We'll talk a bit about American Pharoah, not just about the Triple Crown, but looking ahead and where you might get to see American Pharoah if you can scare up some tickets. I'll tell you about how the horse is coming back to Kentucky and how something is coming to Kentucky for the first time ever. All of that in much more detail and more announcements in the rest of the program. Sadly, tonight we have got a lot of bad news that we so reluctantly have to share. The death of a local young man as it relates to a terrible and fiery ATV accident over the weekend. Also a drowning over the course of the weekend that local officials responded to. Another young man from the area. A fire that completely destroyed and leveled a McGoffin County home last night and has left a family homeless and without any of their belongings. And sadly, I have to say that we have other news of that nature to have to pass along tonight, so we'll be getting to that in just a few moments. We'll begin, though, with an update that goes back to last week, where on several occasions we were asking, per request from Kentucky State Police Trooper Jimmy Stratton, for any information on behalf of the viewing public as to some details that may lead to the potential whereabouts of a missing McGoffin County woman. It was almost this time last week that the Kentucky State Police was asking us to share the following information about 40-year-old Tabitha Dotson from Flat Fork in McGoffin County, who had basically just vanished without a trace after seeing her family off to bed the night before after a home-cooked meal. They woke up and she was missing the following day with no signs or traces of her leaving and no items really taken with her. An extensive search and investigation has been done on behalf of Kentucky State Police Trooper Jimmy Stratton and other officials and organizations. And I spoke with him just before airtime a few moments ago to say that the woman he had been searching for and who was so desperately being sought after by her family has been found alive and well. A state police organization from another state working with and assisting the Kentucky State Police was able to find her location and personally make contact with Dotson and confirm that she was alive and well. She also asked that her location not be revealed, but that she was there on her own free will and did not wish to return. And we'll get to our headlines from over the weekend in just a few moments. But right now, an announcement concerning the Mountain Parkway expansion project and how a structure is about to come down. Literally in just a couple of days. Motorists traveling the Mountain Parkway may start to experience some more delays, they say as short as possible, as soon as next week, as contractors are getting ready to tear down and demolish an existing overpass over the Mountain Parkway. FYI, work on the Gifford Road overpass, about 5 miles out of Sagersville to the west, of course, is scheduled to start this coming Tuesday. They expect that its demolition will take about 3 days. Along with it, brief disruptions in traffic as the work is done. The span on the southern side of the bridge will be demolished first, with crews expected to turn their attention to the northern span on Wednesday, leaving the middle section for the last portion to come down. The 4 bridge beams over the parkway will be taken out one at a time, with the work expected to start Thursday morning and completed by hopefully midday, they say. So contractors are going to be halting traffic for no more than 20 minutes at a time, excuse me, they say, as they tear down the existing bridge. The structure will be replaced by a realigned bridge that will serve a new interchange at Gifford Road. During the stoppages, construction workers will be monitoring traffic, they say, and work to allow safety vehicles to pass through the work area as quickly as possible. Marshall Carrier, a project manager with the project, says that taking down the existing bridge is a key step in creating this new interchange at the expanded Mountain Parkway, on the expanded Mountain Parkway. He says their teams work hard to limit traffic interruptions, but this is a case where the safety of the traveling public and the construction workers is paramount. I spoke with someone on site today who described as them taking off the 2 ends of the bridge first and leaving the middle for last so that the falling concrete and debris will not damage the parkway any more than they have to, and they'll be able to try to contain that as much as possible. Crews working for Lexington's Bezak Construction, of course, started clearing and site work near Gifford Road earlier this year and recently began building steel and concrete structures. The project should take about 2 years to complete.
Hey guys, Jason Weffenstedt, sales manager at the all-new Hutch Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Paintsville, Kentucky. Where, as you can tell behind me, we're just weeks away from opening our brand new dealership, and we want to invite everybody down to take a test drive and be entered to win a free vacation package from Hutch Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Paintsville, Kentucky.
They're only weeks away from their grand opening, but they're open for business today. So come in and get entered for a vacation package to be given away at the brand new Hutch Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Paintsville. 297-5066. To get high-speed internet on their state-of-the-art fiber optic network for all of your home and business solutions, or to watch TV without a contract on over 200 digital channels with superb quality, or stay connected with family and friends with 24/7 telephone service you can always depend on, contact Foothills Broadband today. Or just click on their link to the right to find out how they're working to provide the latest in communications at affordable prices with exceptional service at Foothills Broadband. So sadly and tragically, we have to share with you tonight what many throughout the Magoffin County community were shattered to hear as word quickly spread late Saturday night of what turned out to be a fatal ATV accident here in Magoffin County. The Kentucky State Police are still investigating, but what we do know at this time is that one local young man, much beloved by his friends and family, lost his life after a single vehicle accident in which a Polaris side-by-side left the roadway on Gun Creek. A terrible and tragic and fatal and fiery ATV accident that took place on Gun Creek Road at the top of the Tunnel Hill on the Burning Fork side of Gun Creek. It's my understanding that the operator of a Polaris RZR had stopped in the Half Mountain area, we're told, and picked up a close friend and acquaintance of his. The two then made a stop for some fuel in the Royalton area and then made their way down Gun Creek. And that upon coming across the Tunnel Hill, for some unknown reason at this time, the driver of the side-by-side lost control. The RZR then went sideways into a slide, struck a tree, and then grazed a utility pole after the initial impact, and the driver is believed to have been ejected at that point. Sometime moments later, a 911 call to Magoffin County Dispatch, an unknown caller at this point, says authorities notified dispatch of an ATV accident and or fire at this location. A Magoffin County Sheriff's deputy and the TranStar Ambulance Service and other EMS were dispatched to the scene, at least some of which discovered the driver, identified unofficially as Courtney Conley, suffering from a head injury with no recollection at that moment of the crash or a passenger involved. While Mr. Conley was at the scene and being treated in order to be transported to the hospital, moments later EMS and authorities made their way over the hill and then tragically discovered a passenger had been involved and had been killed in the crash. Kentucky State Police Trooper and Public Information Officer Stephen Mount says the official identification of the victim is still pending dental records.
Upon the trooper's arrival, it was discovered that a passenger in the UTV side-by-side had suffered fatal injuries. The accident is being investigated by Detective Dials and Trooper Johnson. The operator of the ATV was transported to a local hospital for what appears to be at this time non-life-threatening injuries.
Investigators were still on scene through daybreak, attempting to put the pieces together to try to determine what caused the driver to lose control of the side-by-side, which has been sent to the Pikeville Post per part of the investigation. The driver was treated and later released, I am told, by the Kentucky State Police from the Highlands Regional Medical Center for serious but non-life-threatening injuries. And while official and formal identification is pending dental records, the family of E.J. Gamble, 22 years of age, has confirmed that he was the passenger, and arrangements are being made in his honor at the Magoffin County Funeral Home. And I'll have as many details on arrangements being made in Mr. Gamble's honor in just a few moments. Turning to another report of the death of a young eastern Kentucky man, a 35-year-old man from Breathitt County, reportedly drowned in a relatively small body of water. The Magoffin County Rescue Squad was among several of the organizations responding to help try to revive the victim, which was discovered by a family member.
We do respond to that area for emergencies, and also South McGoffin responds in there for fires, because it takes a fire department from Jackson a lot longer to come down, and we can respond probably around 25 to 30 minutes, where it would take them probably at least 40 to 45 minutes to come from Jackson. Saturday afternoon around 6:30, 911 received a call from 884 number in Breathitt County here at Evanston. And Foothills has that phone service in too, so naturally anything on 884 we will respond, even though it's in Breathitt County. And there was a reported drowning, a gentleman in the creek over there, and so we responded, and once we got on scene we found, yes, he had expired, and we helped KSP Breathitt County Coroner, because anything enforcement related or criminal activity that needs to be would have to be coming from Breathitt County officials.
The drowning was reported to McGoffin County 911 Saturday evening, sometime around 6:30. It's my understanding that the mother of the victim called 911, stating that her son had been missing for several hours, and that after an extensive search on behalf of the family, the victim's stepfather found him face down, lying in a creek, and pulled him from the water. Upon arrival, emergency personnel had determined that he had been there for quite some time. He was pronounced dead on the scene by the Breathitt County Coroner's Department. He was discovered, we are told, in a small pool of water about knee-high. We are also told that he had some pre-existing medical problems that may have resulted or attributed to his death. His official identity has not been released to us as of this time. This is the second time in just the past couple of weeks that the McGoffin County Rescue Squad and local officials have responded to the Breathitt County area. Just a couple of weeks ago, a serious lawn mowing accident resulted in a woman needing medical attention after it was believed that she may have broken her back after an accident with her riding lawnmower. This too in the Breathitt County area, where McGoffin County officials responded and provided their assistance. We've still got more headlines, including that fire last night in McGoffin County on Kane Road off of Burning Fork, in just a few moments. Right now, I need to get to your community calendar and only a couple of announcements, and with that, I'll just read through them. An anniversary that came in for, it says, my mom's first anniversary is Sunday the 7th, and I think this came in Friday, possibly past our airtime or production time. But it said, please wish Kendra and Brad Reisner a very happy first anniversary. They celebrated their first year, I'm told, by Brady, it appears, on Sunday. The only other announcement that I do have this evening is notification from North McGoffin Elementary Site-Based Council that they'll meet in regular session. They'll do so this Wednesday at 4 o'clock in the school's conference room, and this meeting is open to the public, and everyone is welcome to attend that, from Principal Jill Howard. Wrapping up local announcements this evening are tonight's funeral services brought to you by the McGoffin County Funeral Home. 70-year-old Simon Porter of Sagersville passed away on today's date, survived by his wife Martha Mansporter, as well as daughters Michelle Brewer and Tanya Prater, and sons Jimmy, Timmy, Sammy, and Sherman. Visitation is going to start after 6 o'clock on Wednesday and continue all day Thursday, and then prior to services, which are set to begin Friday afternoon of this week at 1 o'clock, with both visitation and services, all from the Gun Creek United Baptist Church at Royalton. Burial is going to take place at the Green Carpenter Cemetery afterwards. And Edgar Gamble, E.J. Gamble Jr., 22 of Sagersville, passed away Saturday, as I before mentioned, the son of Edgar and Patricia Gamble, who survived. He was the fiancé of Alyssa Kennard, who also survives, and arrangements in Mr. Gamble's honor are still incomplete at this time, but to be announced soon on behalf of the McGoffin County Funeral Home. To get high-speed internet on their state-of-the-art fiber optic network for all of your home and business solutions, or to watch TV without a contract on over 200 digital channels with superb quality, or stay connected with family and friends with 24/7 telephone service you can always depend on, contact Foothills Broadband today. Or just click on their link to the right to find out how they're working to provide the latest in communications at affordable prices with exceptional service at Foothills Broadband. It came in as a garage fire, but it quickly turned into a fire that would claim a McGoffin County home and most all belongings of a local family. Fire Chief Paul Howard says that his department responded to Kane Road off of Burning Fork, quickly realizing that he needed additional support, summoning 3 other McGoffin County departments. It was a structure fire that was first called in, as it was when it first ignited, as a garage on fire. The garage, part of the property, unattached garage, but only a few feet away from the house. From what I understand, a house belonging to Ella West Davis and her husband, Ronnie, and their family later became fully engulfed itself. The Sayersville Fire Department was toned out to the garage fire, and upon responding, they learned that a welding fire apparently had ignited the blaze.
A small garage was fully engulfed, and it had lapped over into the resident and was started in the back side of the resident upon our arrival. One of the owners of the resident was welding in the garage on the outside, and he said that he'd been inside for a little while and the tanks had exploded. I would assume that some sparks from where he was welding had melted through his acetylene lines and ignited it.
Or another possible scenario, says Fire Chief Paul Howard, was that the fire began from some leftover burning material and possibly ignited the garage. Then that led to the tanks, which were sitting just outside the structure. Regardless, they made every effort, with the assistance and mutual aid of other McGoffin County departments, North McGoffin, Middle Fork, and District 3 Fire Department, to save the structure and as much property as possible.
The residents' total loss due to the smoke and heat damage, but they was able to salvage some stuff out of it.
Also complicating matters, I am told, is the fact that with the 2 structures only 4 to 5 feet apart, that being the garage and the home, when the overhead utility line burned, it fell and was live and was between them, complicating their efforts to get to where they needed to be the most. As he referred to, the structure was a total loss, estimated value per their reports of around $150,000, and it is indeed a total loss, as he was informed that the residents didn't have any insurance on the structure. Now, I've still got your future weather forecast and something else to tell you right before I leave you. This is kind of old news. You know, seeing that these storms are going to be rolling through and bearing through right around airtime, I put the show ahead and recorded it just about a half an hour ahead, because just a flicker of electricity during production can wreak all kinds of havoc around here. So I suspect that with this Doppler radar image around 5:30, I think we're right in the midst of it right now as you're watching. It has been easing up for some of the viewing area, I think, for the most part, but you can see to our north, and I believe that certainly the northern part of McGoffin County is going to get in on it, or is as you're watching this. But showers and storms, damaging winds are the big threat, and once again, of course, I think that we're going to be seeing this in real time, just as you're seeing this if you're catching the early show. I can tell you on the backside of all of this, we do have, even though I've got more showers and storms in your forecast, a couple of, I gotta say, unusual days. After picking up an honest 5,500s, just over half an inch of rainfall today from those earlier showers. Now, keep in mind, that's not calculating what we're seeing right now. If you're catching the early show or about to see, we'll have that total for you tomorrow. We've got some much-needed rainfall, and we're at 1.1 inches for the month thus far, so we're ahead, certainly way, way ahead of May. We will see a low of 64 tonight, and, of course, those showers and thunderstorms mainly before 2 a.m. tonight. We'll see that same threat of showers and thunderstorms to a slighter degree on your tomorrow. I think Tuesday, look for a little patchy AM fog, otherwise partly sunny, right at 82 degrees. The threat of showers and storms, I think, is basically up until about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And then check out this pattern that we have. We've got clear skies on Wednesday after partly cloudy and calm Tuesday night. 86, sunny, mostly clear on your Wednesday. We'll have some widespread fog, mind you, but sunny and mostly clear. Tell me the last time you heard me say that. I honestly cannot recall. Thursday, sunny and hot. We've got a predicted 90 degrees with a low of 69, partly cloudy. You'll see no green fonts or words in there, just sunny and hot, and no showers and storms, albeit rather short-lived. By the time Friday rolls back around, we get back into the pattern of, I think we'll see Friday partly sunny skies and about a 30% threat of, 86, 67 for your estimated high and low for the last day of the work week, which everyone's already working for.
And then for your weekend, not a lot of good news for you right now. I hope you had a chance to enjoy this past weekend, because I think the one coming presents us with mostly cloudy skies, 83 on your Saturday, a bit cooler, but a really good shot of some showers and storms, and no sun in the forecast for Saturday. And I don't have any for you on Sunday either, with another threat of some showers and storms to the tune of 40% for the last half of your weekend, but again, mostly cloudy skies.
Just a few other items of business this evening. Of course, the world's still talking about, as they should be, our Triple Crown winner, American Pharoah, who is headed back to Kentucky, where he is from, if he's not already here. And now the horse racing world may have a lot more new fans, has its sights set on the next big event. While American Pharoah is coming to Kentucky for the first time. Remember, the Breeders' Cup is coming to Keeneland on the 31st. And talk is, on behalf of trainers and owners of American Pharoah, they hope to have American Pharoah running in the $5 million Breeders' Cup Classic. For you and I, the bad news is, how cool would it be to be able to see a Triple Crown winner running in person, even though it wasn't in one of the 3 stakes races? Nevertheless, tickets for the Breeders' Cup race are already sold out, so getting your hands on some may now be even harder than ever. I'm going to try. I suspect it will be unsuccessful. Maybe you'll have better luck. For now, thank you for being a part of our program. We hope you'll join us back here tomorrow night for more of your interest today.